Welcome everyone. This video is dedicated to all non-believers, and the number one question I get asked is how can you invest 100% of your income or any income in fact, and at the same time spend 60, 70, 80, 90% of it. So this is what I'm going to show you right now. Okay. So this is one of my live accounts, and in this account on the left-hand side, you see my supply. So this is basically what I invest, as there's about 11,500 US dollars right now in this account. Okay, this is where all my money goes, and this is waiting for me to buy Bitcoin, but I'm waiting for the pullback, so it is just sitting here. So in other words, when the time is right, I will convert this into Bitcoin and I will hold Bitcoin on this site as my investment for long-term future. This means this can go up 2, 3, 5, 10 times in the next 1, 2, 3, 5 years or so. Okay. Now, so since I have 11,000 here, on the right-hand side, I have my borrowings. Okay. So against my holdings on this side, I can actually borrow up to 90% of my holdings. And because I don't hold any Bitcoin, I can actually borrow up to 90% right now. Okay, so you can see I've got 10,000, over 10,000 US dollars borrowed right now, which means basically I have 11,500 invested, plus I have over 10,000 still to spend on whatever the heck I want. Now, what I do with this money is I actually put it into my automations, Bitcoin automations, which you can see here down at the bottom. Okay, so you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 automations right now running, and they are making, this one is 5% up. This is a fresh automation. This one is 8%, this one is 14%, this one is 35%. Okay, so you can see the dates here. So this one has been running for a month now, so over about 1% per day return, and this one has been going on for half a month, maybe a little bit more, 14%, and so on and so on. So you can see it's about 1% a day on average over a period of time. Okay, now if I needed that money to live on, I could still invest 100% of any income I get and borrow against this, against my holdings, up to 90% and spend that. Isn't this better than spending all your money? Just let me know. Okay, let me know in the comments, because I personally prefer to keep all my money in investments and borrow against these investments, because that 10,000 that is sitting here, that can be paid off at any time in the future. Okay, that can be paid 2, 3, 5 years from now. Okay, when Bitcoin is worth, let's say, when my holdings on this side are worth 100,000, for example. Okay, so if I have 100,000 on this side, then I can easily pay this off. Okay, I don't care. So I can use this money either to live on, or I can reinvest them into my automations, which you can see here. So now let's do a very, very quick math, okay? Because the other thing people say, okay, yeah, it's not possible to, become a millionaire or billionaire using this strategy. Okay, let's do a little bit of math right now. So if you did this strategy in 2023, so all this year, Bitcoin had 3 cycles. So in other words, 3 run-ups and then a small correction, run-up, small correction, etc. So you would basically change, you would do this 3 times. And if you do the math, then that would give you a 3x on your money. So in other words, if I was starting with 2,000 on this side, then it would be 6,000 right now. Okay. If we, however, continue doing this, remember, this is my long-term strategy. If we continue doing this for the next 5 years or so, let's do a little bit of math. So let's say you started in 2023 with 2,000 US dollars. Okay, in your supplies, you've never done any deposits, which you should be doing every month, but never mind. Okay, 2,000. The average return for the past year was 300%. Okay, let's say you do this for 5 years, okay, and you don't add any deposits, and you basically compound interest quarterly. Okay, so in other words, After each run-up, we reinvest the profits. So let's just do this 4 times a year. Calculate this, okay? And then we've got, after 5 years, we've got 145 million, okay? Let's be more conservative. Let's do this instead of quarterly, let's do this half yearly, okay? So 2 run-ups a year. Boom, you've got 19 million, okay? That is how easy it is to become a millionaire using this strategy only with only $2,000 investment. All it requires is a little bit of knowledge, simple rules to follow, and some patience, okay? 5 years is not a lot of time. 8 years? Why not? Okay, let's do this for 8 years. That's about 4.5 billion. Okay. After 8 years, it just gets, unrealistic. So I'm not going to go. You can use this compound calculator and play with the numbers. Now, let's talk about the automations, okay? Because people say, oh, these are crazy gains, etc. You can see that those automations are generating about 1% per day, okay? Let's be very, very conservative. Let's start with 2000 and let's say they are generating 0.6% daily, okay? And let's do this for, I don't know, 3 years, whatever, okay? This can work in any market conditions. And let's compound the interest quarterly, okay? So in other words, we let the profits accumulate here and we reinvest the profits every quarter into new automations, into bigger automations, okay? Let's do this for 3 years. This is like very, very conservative setup, okay? We don't add any other deposits. We compound 4 times a year. Let's see, okay? That means after 3 years, you have 400,000, okay, dollars. 5 years, let's calculate. After 5 years, you have 12 million. Let's do this for 8 years, okay? That's over 2 billion again. So these strategies using the compound interest, the power of compounding, are like the most powerful investment strategies I know, okay? I have learned this throughout the last 2 years, spent $30,000 to learn this, and I know these strategies work in any market conditions. You don't have to watch the charts. You don't have to sit all the time and watching the Bitcoin chart. All you need to do is to manage these holdings 1 hour per week, maybe 2 hours per week if you want to maximize your gains. And remember to invest your regular income every month and borrow against this, live on it, or if you don't need it all, invest in automations. That's it, guys, okay? That's it. Play with any compound calculator. This strategy will give you 2, 3x, 4x easily on that side. And this strategy will easily pay you with a conservative setup, 0.6% daily. My students' automations pay about 1% per day on average throughout a quarter or whatever, okay? So that is it for this video. You make your own decisions. I'm just showing you what I do, and I'm showing you the massive, massive, massive potential. So don't tell me you cannot become a millionaire doing this or billionaire, because you can. All it requires is a simple set of rules to do this, simple set of rules to do the other strategy, and some patience to follow this system for the next 2, 3, 5 years or so. Okay, that is it, guys. Thanks so much. You have a few more hours to book my coaching. If you want to utilize these strategies in your investment portfolio. Other than that, any questions, let me know. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.